Hi everyone, Eugene Sachs here with another review from GameCritics.com. I haven't played a lot of Lumines historically. The remastered version from 2018 was my first intro to the series, and honestly, while I didn't really enjoy that first pass at it, it felt too loud, both audio and visually, and I couldn't wrap my head around the horizontal puzzle style. Knowing that the people behind Tetris Effect were also behind Lumines though, I wanted to give it another shot and see if this new entry was a better way to get into this franchise. Mea culpa, Lumines. I was wrong about you. At least in some ways. Lumines Arise is a block-dropping puzzle in conversation with Tetris, but rather than the classic Tetraminos filling horizontal lines, it instead focuses on asking the player to create 2x2 blocks anywhere on a horizontal plane. Blocks drop from the top of the screen, and players need to move them around in order to create 2x2, 3x3, or larger in order to score points. A timeline moves across the screen and erases any complete blocks it comes across, clearing more room for the players to create more blocks, and so on. There is also a rare chain block that will allow all linked blocks of the same color to be erased from the timeline, even if they're not in the shape of a square. The big mechanical addition to this version is Burst. As players create blocks, a meter will fill at the top of the playfield. At any point, players will be able to activate the burst, which then stops blocks from falling for a few moments. If players can create a block during this burst period, it will cause the blocks of the opposite color to fly above the screen. Players can continue and make more fly up. All of those blocks come rushing back down once the burst is over, then creating a large chunk of squares to combo with. Gameplay is broken up into a couple of modes for Arise. Journey takes players through sets of stages, 4 or 5 normally, with increasing difficulty as things progress. Playlist mode allows players to combine their favorite stages together in a custom order to play, or just watch if they want to take in the visuals and the music. Lastly, there's multiplayer, which consists of some solo leaderboard competition or battle modes. I also will shout out the tutorials specifically, as Arise tailors them to new players and gives small missions that make it easy to understand and learn not only how to play, but also how to grasp more advanced techniques. These tutorials made me better in a way other puzzle titles haven't. At this point in the review, it feels a little like burying the lead to only just now mention the visuals and music. Since each stage only has 2 colors players need to match, this mechanical simplicity allows for some creative and striking ways to keep the playfield visually interesting, and the developers lean hard into delivering over-the-top sounds and graphics, far above what you might expect for a puzzle title. One in particular that I enjoyed was a food-themed level. Blocks start as red apples and green melons, but then changed to broccoli and tomatoes as I got further in, while classical string music played in the background. Another had orbs of fish and hermit crab shells that changed color to reflect the sun setting on the beach landscape behind the playfield while listening to slow, smooth pop vocals. The visuals and music combine masterfully to pull players into Arise on a level above just block matching, and it eats up time in a way that hasn't happened to me in a long while. With that said, some of the levels do get overwhelming as previous versions of the game. However, there is a moment of pause and the music fades out between each song, giving a welcome break to catch your breath and reset before going into the next stage. There is also a wealth of accessibility options that allow players to adjust any of the visual stimuli, including background effects, particle effects on the playfield, and so on. If it's too much to take in visually, it can be tuned down. While my memories of playing it in the past weren't great, the masterful music and visual presence combined with Lumines Arise really turned me around on this series. It's not one to miss. For me, Lumines Arise gets 8.5 blocks exploding into glitter out of 10. Like what you see? Check out more accessible interviews and reviews, as well as our favorite upcoming game trailers right here on GameCritics.com. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to be notified as soon as we post something new.